Okay, they're telling me it's initiation time. If you're finding this video, it's initiation time. Do you feel that? Do you feel that in your energy? If you do, there might be something here in this reading for you. Even if you're curious, just stay for a minute. Let's see what Spirit has to say. And ask your guides anchor card for this initiation. So for the viewer, please. How do you want to anchor this reading, Spirit? What are they being initiated into? Survival. Survival. Surviving leads to thriving decisions. Wow. Initiation. Okay. I'm just hearing like no more running. I'm seeing this like vision. You're being healed from this. Oh, a lot of healing energy here. Facing shadows. Your higher self is bringing you downloads right now that there is a decision coming in. But look at this. I feel like you're not running anymore. You're not running from the flames. You're not living moment to moment, waiting for the other shoe to drop. This feels like it's coming on the heels or because of the shadows that you face, and not just your own shadows. This is giving me like a lot of ancestral shadows that have come up for you. Again, like this Spirit saying like energy that's not completely your own, and you're finally recognizing that, so you're able to transmute it and almost slough it off a little bit differently, with a little less effort even, because you realize that it's not yours to carry any longer. So this is what I feel like is healing within you and self-love. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Decisions and self-love here. I feel like you are being initiated into something that has a very decisive action that's leading to a profound outcome is what they're telling me. Self-love being a big a big benchmark here. Okay, so they're saying like you could be in healing energy forever. This is about expanding into your wholeness right now. Okay, I feel like this is the idea that they're saying, like with self-love and decisions and shadows, like you're not in process. Oh, you're not meant to be in process. You're not a work in progress. And I know that seems so counterintuitive to the self-development movement, but I want to say it in a way that's not like absolving us of inner examination. If you're finding this page, if you're finding me, we're finding each other. This is the collective energy I channel for, who has been doing the fierce self-examination for as long as they've consciously been awake. Okay, you'll never not self-examine in that way, but you're also not holding yourself in this devil energy where you're chained to something, feeling like you're having to pay reparations for things, right? And I have to self-examine ad nauseum until anything good can come into my life. That's old narrative. That's parasite thinking. That's ego-driven behavior, saying, well, you have to get to this place in order to be deserving. That's actually ego. And so we chase opportunities, we chase attention and affirmation, and sometimes things that aren't even for us, because it feels like, oh, this makes me whole now. This makes me whole. And that's actually feeding your ego when you need external validation instead of realizing my wholeness is as I am right now. And wholeness is like, it's almost like a lung. I'm getting like a lung or a heart where it's just greater and greater and greater breath, right? Like you can train your lungs to hold your breath for a very long time. 444 as I said that. So that's almost like you're training yourself by holding your capacity, by allowing wholeness to be who you are right now. Is making sense? Or it's like giving me breath of life energy in a way, which feels Really, really lovely. All right. So if you're resonating with this, let's get some tarot. I want to see what you're being initiated into. I wanted to mention one more thing that Spirit's bringing in about this shadow card. So because this is a general collective reading, right, there's a lot of threads that can be pulled in this. Specifically, though, I'm seeing not just ancestral shadows, but the parts of you maybe that are unsightly, that feel unsightly to you. And instead of running from them, instead of feeling like it's a survival mechanism to exist with shadows, you realize they're part of your wholeness, right? The messy, the clean, like you are a complete being just as you are, even in the shadow, right? And that's again coming back to the idea of temperance, of the duality that is to exist, as you are human, as you are divine. And that's really, really beautiful when you come to a place of not wanting to alter that, understanding there are things that you can learn that can serve you better, that you can use for good instead of harm, right? It's the perspective shift, right? And notice they wanted me to not use the word healing, okay? They really want me to take you out of that energy and into the energy of experiencing, the energy of wholeness right now. All right, so what is the viewer being initiated into? I'm gonna go get that card. Okay. Five of Swords. This is feeling very like, again, confirming ego-driven actions, ego-driven coping mechanisms, right? This is the Five of Swords often gives me a very reactive energy, right? You're reacting to the world around you. You're reacting as a way to prove or self-promote, right? That's not actually from a place where you're feeling, again, this sense of wholeness. It's needing something to feel complete, Five of Swords. So what are you moving away from? This energy, we have the Death card, and I'm reading it because Death came out before the Two of Pentacles. So this is a complete rebirth here. You're being initiated into the after, into the rebirth from this like ego posturing, okay? And I really want to say this so gently because this isn't an intentionality where I don't feel any malice here. It just feels distorted. It feels like that's something you've been unlearning. And now you're being shown this really cool path forward that's very much rooted in self-love, okay? Very much rooted in self-love, very much rooted in acceptance. Two of Pentacles. And it feels like your actions going forward are going to hold a lot of balance. They're going to be bringing your lifestyle into balance. They're going to be bringing your perception into balance. But specifically with the Pentacles, it feels like, your tangible world, what is in form around you, is going to come into harmony, right? The things around you sort of falling into place, as the phrase goes. The phrase goes, right? Show me more, please, about this initiation. What can you say specifically, Spirit? Ace of Cups. Yeah, you're being initiated into a new beginning. Self-love for sure. A new offer of love for sure. This is really timely, and this is really sacred that the Ace of Cups is coming out in this reading. Because I feel like there's this sort of dropping your guard of having to prove like that you're ready, that you're willing, that you're gonna, like, you're ready to show up vulnerable. You're ready to show up as you are. You're ready to be seen in all the waves and ways that you were created, and not to impose. Again, it's not this idea of dumping harm or dumping garbage on another person, but it's not hiding anymore. And it's being so fully accepted. Being so fully accepted. Somebody being so drawn to and protective of your heart, of your soul, of your spiritual work, of your spiritual journey, not just your external beauty, not just what you can offer them. That's great. You learned the lessons you needed to learn from that. And now you can, say thank you to whatever those contracts served and ultimately let them reside in the ethos under the protection of source energy. So if you don't believe in cutting cords, then don't cut cords. If you do believe, I believe in plugging into the power source that is source, right? Being less concerned with, did I cut the cords that are attached to me and to old contracts, and merely saying, I'm plugging into divine source, where truth, love, reciprocity, generosity, vulnerability, sovereignty, grace, mercy, they flow from divine source. And so you don't have to necessarily worry about the other things. Again, take that as it resonates. 1111 for you here in this reading. This is really beautiful. Very new beginning energy for you. And you deserve that, and you're ready. You're ready because you've had a lot of goodbyes in your life. Yeah, Six of Swords. You've had a lot of transitions. And this transition feels like it has sort of a finale to it in a way. Sort of like a last curtain call on like any remaining I don't know, it's like they're showing me like an admission ticket in a way, and it's almost like there were no refunds, so but the show's over now. Does that make sense? That feels really beautiful. Like, okay, the show's like finally over. Like you're moving into truly a different space and place, and whatever attachments are trying to follow you, they're going to be sloughed off, is what I'm hearing. They're going to be sloughed off in this rebirth energy here with the Two of Pentacles. Oh my God. So oh my God, y'all. King of Cups and the Four of Wands coming out, confirming the energy of new coming in. This is another energy. So if you are claiming self-love, if you're claiming connection to source, you can read the King of Cups as your energy of coming home to yourself, of finding stability in the world that you are co-creating with your family, with your higher power. So that energy is really beautiful. But this also for a lot of you feels like a secondary energy coming in, a counterpart energy coming in with the King of Cups, and really building something here in this life together with the Four of Wands. Also, so confirming we saw 1111, and this is the 1111 card. So it feels like the timing is now, like you're not waiting anymore. Like it's not, you're expectant. You're expectant. That's what I have for you, and you're expectant. Let me see if there's any messages of guidance that Spirit needs to say as we round out this reading. You notice my energy is really, really like downshifted in a way. Like I feel very calm. I feel very like this is your energy. Spirit wants you to see this, because anything that isn't sort of mirroring or resembling this level of peace, of composure, like I feel so lucid. That's what they're showing me for you. So again, take that and, use it in the way that serves you. Okay, we have King of Swords energy coming out. So your guidance is King of Swords energy. And actually, it did come out reversed, which is interesting. So I think they want to say, like, don't block this, whatever this is, by trying to overcompensate with like proof or data. They're just showing me something with the King of Swords and a past lesson. Like it's almost like trying to make the math, if that makes sense, with the King of Swords reversed, although almost over intellectualizing what's coming in. So they're saying, that's a surefire way to sort of put you back in this Five of Swords energy, where it's like this proving, this attainment, this ego-driven behavior, where King of Swords upright is very much harnessed and stabilized in divine truth, but also in their own truth, right? They understand that they live from the inside out, and what is the essence of their makeup, right, is the divine. So this has a real spiritual, like interlocked, just like they're showing me a basket like being woven together. This is just like a beautiful weaving of energy in this time. So if you find that you are someone who does over intellectualize things when good things start to come your way, they're saying like, don't overanalyze you loving yourself well. They're saying like, take yourself out of the seat of over consuming so much knowledge, confirming what you already know. You don't need that. Your confirmation resides within, and you've felt it coming in. You've known it's coming in, and it is. So King of Swords, remain expectant of it. That's the truth. That's the truth. Not necessarily the belief, and not necessarily like over consuming confirmation. Again, that sort of puts you back into the place of ego. This is a place of surrender right now, a place of allowing, a place of knowing that decisions are made when you feel aligned, not in the absence of shadow, but when you feel aligned in yourself, okay? And shadows don't scare you because they're part of your whole. Remember, allowing your whole to expand, the wholeness of you to continue to expand. All right. Oh, I love this. I feel such softness. I feel so much softness. It's almost like you just took out a satin pillow and it was like like no wrinkles at all. And you just like are laying your head down on this like cooling surface, staring back at the love that is you, or the love of your higher self, or the love of your life, and just feeling so at peace. Feeling so at peace. All right, 1717 as we're ending the reading, and I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Proud of you. I'm excited for you, and I hope you're proud of yourself more than anything.